We've got new pictures of the latest Jazwares figures that are coming out. Now we've gotten these figures in the past, just they looked a little bit different. In the past we kind of got him in like that see-through translucent kind of color, but now we're getting him in Jazwares' famous metallic paint. It is just the Kanto starters again, so love it or leave it, but it's this paint job, I don't know. Let me know down in the comments if you're a fan of this. Personally, I'm not. Similarly though, we did get the Charmander Funko Pop in the pearlescent coloring, which is suspiciously very similar to the metallic paint. It is unfortunately sold out, but Funkos are, you're gonna get a little bit of better return, it feels like, than the Jazwares. But where we're at so far with these Funkos, it does seem as though that the next one is probably gonna be Squirtle. So keep an eye out. They seem to not give us a lot of heads up on these things, but I do try to tweet those out as I do see the announcements. In other plastic Pokemon news, we have new model kits coming out. We of course has a Pikachu, and there's also Groudon, and we've got a shiny Rayquaza. And I'll have links to those down in the description if you do want to check those out, along with most other things that we talk about in the video. Although I don't have the shiny Rayquaza quite yet, but we do have regular Rayquaza, and that's coming out in July, so be sure to check those out, get your pre-orders in. And if you want to pre-order your Pokemon Go Fest 2023 shirt, that's available with Niantic supply. Pretty good color, it's kind of like a burgundy, kind of reddish brown. Not a bad price. These are pretty decent shirts. I've bought a couple of them in the past, and they are a limited supply, so I don't know. You might, if you want to wait, I don't know, it might sell out. But if you're collecting shoes, Japanese Pokemon Center, they actually have a whole new line of shoes, and these things are looking pretty good because they're all themed after actual Pokemon. So we've got shoes themed after Lucario, there's Umbreon, Sylveon, Melodic, Tyranitar, and Dragapult. Each one has like a completely different style, a totally different look, and I just love that. They do seem like a lower profile shoe, like so you're gonna be able to feel some stuff when you're walking. I don't know how many Pokemon shoe collectors are out there, but I don't know, these are really cool. Love the theming, and I doubt we'll get something like this over on the English side. You never know, but Japanese importing them, that's the way to go for these, I think. And as you're scoping out the description, hit the like button. It does wonders for the channel, gets my face in front of all sorts of other Pokemon fans, so do your part. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hit that like button. And be sure to check out Amazon Prime Gaming. The rewards are back for Pokemon Go. So if you are a Prime member, you can just sign straight into this and get yourself 2 free golden raspberries and 2 mysterious components. Right now, it's good for another like 3 weeks or something at time of posting. And if you were already a Prime member, like it's just free. Free is always great. And then I have probably the most unique news. So over in Aberdeen, Maryland, there was a bit of a scenario with a guy who got arrested when several explosions shook a neighborhood recently. So what's that got to do with Pokemon? So June 20th, 3:30 a.m., some explosions go off. Cops get called. The cops go and start checking things out over by the forest line. They find like a crater with a bunch of Pokemon cards just all over the place. Apparently these explosions have been going off for weeks. Residents have been complaining. They've been making calls to the cops trying to figure out what is going on. Now, there was Pokemon cards all across the explosion site. One of the officers actually remembers not too far back where he arrested a guy and he had a stack of Pokemon cards on him. The suspect was Jeremiah E. Burnett, and in addition to having poor card care, he recently got into an argument with one of the neighbors, and at the end of the argument apparently said boom to him, and then a few days later there was a Pokemon card left on the person's porch. So due to all of those past incidences, the officers then on June 20th, 3:30 a.m., tie it all together, see these explosions, see the Pokemon cards, go and end up getting a search warrant, head to Burnett's house, finds all sorts of Pokemon cards, wrappers, the cards, everything around the house, and then go and find Jeremiah, arrest him. He then just confessed to the whole thing apparently, and he was just kind of like making some modified M80s and blowing them up out in the woods, but that's all the details we kind of know right now. We don't know if he was just like vibing out, just blowing stuff up, ripping open packs, or maybe he was pissed off because he didn't get something good. Maybe he was blowing up those cards. I don't know. Super weird. Details more to come. I don't know. I just thought it was a fun story. But on a brighter note, we have a new Pokemon plane. This is the new Evolutions jet. The art is fantastic on this thing. It's got art on both sides of the jet. Right now, the EV plane only has a few flights actually booked on the schedule, and those all start on August 31st and go through October 28th. It's kind of a short-lived thing, but super cool because you also get a bunch of themed Pokemon things when you get a flight on this. So the flights are all based around the Haneda airport in Tokyo. So maybe if you're like going over there for Worlds, maybe you're doing a little bit of traveling, it's a long trip, I don't know, you might be able to fly this thing, or be on the flight, not actually fly it. So the theming goes all the way from the flight attendants wearing special like themed aprons, and they'll also be serving paper cups that are all themed. The headrests on the chairs also are gonna have a nice little art like fabric thing over them. And as you're chilling on the plane, there's gonna be Pokemon themed background music. I don't know exactly what songs are gonna be playing, but I just love that. That is a fantastic idea. And as you book your flight, you'll also get a wooden Pokemon themed luggage tag. There's a sticker, and then also your boarding pass itself, so the ticket is gonna have Pokemon theming on it, and that is fantastic, just something to save. And hopefully you are planning on booking a return flight over to the channel, so make sure you are subscribed to catch all of the videos. Thank you guys so much. Take care of each other out there, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next one.